Okay, welcome back to Tim's Do-It-Yourself Club. I did get the flange replaced underneath the commode. Um, this is part two. Folks, do not use the compound to level the floor leveler. I tried it and it didn't set up hard enough. So if you do this and you pour your stuff down in there to have something to screw it down through those 4 holes that I mentioned in part 1, get anchor cement. You can buy anchor cement at Lowe's. It's called anchor cement. You can mix it real thin and it sets up. But as you can see here, once I got it set up, and the anchor cement dries quick, so you don't have to wait overnight. You put your little plastic hold down thing that these caps snap onto. You set, in this case, each one of my bolts was come out about 12 inches off the wall. Had those lined up, set the commode down, bolted them down. Be careful not to over tighten this because you can crack that porcelain. And in this case, the commode did rock. So I took those shims and drove one under here. And then I had to drive another one right under here, somewhere in this area to keep the commode from rocking. As you can see now, it doesn't rock. Once you get that done, these nuts have a place, or these bolts have a place that's made to either break off or cut with a hacksaw. I cut those off. I snap my finish caps into place. But in this situation, this particular commode, this is not my house, it's my neighbor's. Let me take the lid off here. Okay, I got the lid off. And what's happening, I believe, is see that flapper valve right there? I believe it's letting water by. Because you'll see it's letting water by and then this float goes down. Well, it gets to a certain point where just enough water is going out to where, and the float goes down, and it starts trying to let water in. But it gets to a point where it lets just enough water out and just enough water in to hold it in a position where it starts humming. You can see by the bubbles coming up, it's fixing to start humming. So I'm going to have to tell my neighbor that he needs a new flapper valve. And if I end up replacing that, or maybe I'll just buy a whole new flush valve and just get rid of all this. The newer style flush valves have a float that slides up and down right here. And then you get rid of this bulb and this arm coming across here. So if he wants a new flush valve, I'll do that. But at the very least, he's going to have a new flapper valve because it's letting water leak out. And in just a minute, you'll probably hear it start humming. The water level is slowly dropping. There it goes. Now it'll keep humming like that forever because this float is just low enough to let a small amount of water in. See, if you push it down, the water starts flowing. It'll pop up and stop. But as this flush valve down here, as it leaks slowly, this thing will slowly drop. And I may be able to simulate it with my hand. It'll get to a certain point. See, I'm letting water in now quicker than it's going out. But if we sit here long enough and watch it, water leaking past that flush valve, this will get low enough to where it'll start letting just a little bit of water in. It'll start trying to let it in through the fill valve, and you'll start hearing that humming. So tomorrow he'll probably have me replace his flapper valve. Let's watch it and see what happens. You'll probably notice water coming out right down here, or air bubbles at first. And then as this drops lower from water leaking into the bowl, it'll open this valve just enough to where it'll make it hum. See, there it goes. Just a minute, it'll start humming. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and flush it because I don't want to listen to that. Now after I got everything hooked up, I had to hook the line back up right here. You hand tighten it. I don't have any water, no drips. Now it does seem like that thing's sweating a little bit because I've let so much cold water through it, but it's not dripping. I don't see any water on the floor where the shutoff valve right here is leaking. Sometimes when you operate these valves, if they hadn't been operated in a long time, then you'll feel water around them. But anyway, everything looks good. I don't think I'm going to have to caulk around it or nothing like that. I'm sorry I didn't get the whole thing videoed. I need to get me a tripod. I know I keep saying that, guys, but I got one on order, and as soon as it gets here, the quality of my videos will go way up. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button, and maybe we can learn together, and hit the thumbs up. See you guys later at Tim's Do It Yourself Club.